This stretch has been really enjoyable. Shropshire Union Canal, very, very cool. Wish I could stay on it for longer, but I have to turn off. I have left the beautiful canal. I've just turned off. You can just about see it in the background still. Because now it's time to cut through the middle between Manchester and Stoke-on-Trent on partly the Cheshire Way, partly the Great English Walk, and partly Wild Edric's Way, because this will then get me to Edale by the end of the week. And we all know what Edale means. Uh-oh! Aside from my weird obsession with the Pennine Way, Edale also means that Phase 2 will be completed and Phase 3, Pennine Way, is going to start, which so far coincided nicely with my audiobooks. So Phase 1, Cornwall, Somerset, Devon, that was Jurassic Park, and then Wales, Offa's Dyke, and the following week saw Hunger Games, and then Pennine Way is going to be The Martian, which I still find quite fitting because in my head Pennine Way to me feels just about like going to Mars. And here we have a prime example of nipping all accessibility for footpaths in the butt, because through a gate onto the public footpath, the signed official public footpath, you have to climb this overgrown stile. If you can't climb, if your mobility doesn't allow that, then good luck enjoying our public footpaths, because here we have barbed wire around accessibility. Such dreamy footpaths today again. Just nettles as tall as my wrist, everything overgrown, collapsing stiles, but that's fine. It's fine. We've got this. We love us a good nettle. Pretty cool conversation with the local just then. I came through a field. Well, I came through fields all day long, mostly wet, mostly grown over with thistles and stinging nettles. And at some point, my legs couldn't take it anymore, and they got so itchy, couldn't stand it a second longer, so I plonked down on his wall and rolled the legs of my trousers up, all this wet fabric from all the stung legs, and then noticed that they turned really, really pink and bumpy. I never had that much of a reaction to plants in fields. And this gentleman who was cutting a hedge sort of close to me comes over, asks if I'm okay, examines the situation, and asks me a bunch of questions about the fields I came through, and says he knows. Pops over into his hedge, comes back with a handful of leaves and says, "This is duck plant, and if I rub this over my legs, it should neutralise whatever the plants are doing that sting." So I did that, and it's either because the leaves themselves were cool and the cooling effect, or because it really helped, but the pink and the bumps went down after a couple of minutes and the itching pretty much stopped. That's quite amazing. I don't know what the heck I just rubbed all over my legs. They're now a pale shade of green, but it helped. It's pretty awesome. I also opted into lane walking for the rest of the day and decided not to turn off on the Sandstone Trail. It would have been way more scenic and much, much nicer, but I can't stand the thought of a single more wet, stingy plant against my legs. I'm just lane walking now. It's not that far anymore. It's medium busy. There's a decent bank. There's a car coming now, but that's okay. Currently having breakfast in the tent. It's 2 days after my birthday, and I have to admit it, today is the first morning after having been homesick for 2 days where I'm kind of mentally exhausted from thinking how long it still is, which is surprising because by the end of this week I'll be beginning the Pennine Way, which is then almost halfway. But then to think not even halfway just seems awfully long. And again, I'm still enjoying myself. Once I'm out there hiking, it's all good. But yeah, can't deny that today is the first morning where I'm exhausted from that thought of how long it still is. But then on the other hand, I mean, look how far we've already come. We crossed all of that. We crossed into Wales. We walked all of Wales. We walked Shropshire. Nice. Pretty bloody far. Well, and then there's that.
Take my hand, we're gonna go to Central Park as friends. Lie under blue skies, sunshine, a bottle of wine, talk about a day.
This first section of today is really rather enjoyable. I'm climbing these gentle hills in a wooded area, here and there catching a glimpse of the view through the trees. The ground is super soft and covered in needles and leaves, and it's this kind of forest floor where your footsteps almost sound hollow underfoot because it's so soft. I'm enjoying this. I'm still on the Sandstone Trail, and this is super nice. I also seem to be following a county border, I believe, between Cheshire and Staffordshire at the moment. I wasn't aware that the Sandstone Trail would follow the border of these two counties that closely. So that's exciting. That's another county that I visited. Tick! Not only does Beeston provide the biggest herd of cows I've ever seen in one field that I'm definitely not going to walk through, but it also provides the nicest paved alternative along the road. Thank you, Beeston. Wonderful alternative footpath through the woods, and the field with the cows is just through there. Not today, my bovine friends. Not today. My friend for the beginning of the day today was a little hidden gem. I enjoyed that. Thank you, White Gateway. It has been a blast.
Was to lose, so before we fade away, let go of your worries, drop everything in a hurry. Let's go to Central Park today.
Canal life. What is happening? My phone is trying to grow mold inside the actual case. Good morning. A very interesting conversation this morning with a super cool bloke who is preparing for his own epic hiking adventures, plural, and writing a book on the subject matter. And I think even though it's super obvious, for the first time since I started preparing this hike, I finally connected the dots and found words that I like to express why I am not doing this for charity, which I'm not. This is a very personal adventure to me and a live stream and bucket list item that I'm doing for myself. And I think the words that we came to in this conversation was the pressure to perform if you do it for charity or for someone else. You're making your hike someone else's also, and you add a layer of performance to it. Rightfully so, if you do it for charity, there's a time and a place for that, and that's a good thing that so many people do glorious stuff for charity. But I think some things, especially if they're very near and dear to you and personal to you, maybe they're allowed to just be and to just be yours. I like that we came to that in the conversation this morning. This feels really good. Well, hello from Edale. I have arrived in Edale and I have officially left my beloved canal. The landscape has changed quite dramatically. I have now left the peaceful, slow and gentle canal and swapped that for some epic views that I was treated to today. And I have done nothing in terms of elevation gain compared to what's to come in the next few days. But that means that today is the last day of phase 2 of the adventure, the Welsh border to the beginning of the Pennine Way. Tomorrow I will be starting the Pennine Way, and with that phase 3 of the adventure. You're gonna have to excuse the Smurf look. It's really windy and really rather chilly tonight in the tent, but that's all right. We're just gonna wrap up warm, and then that's gonna be comfy. Yeah, phase 2. It has been really, really great. I've seen Wye Valley Walk and Offa's Dyke, which was glorious. Then turned off onto the Shropshire Way, on which I stayed for quite a while, which I absolutely adored. The Shropshire Way was perhaps so far my favourite section, I would say. It was just, I don't know, the gentle rolling hills with great views, and then woodlands, really peaceful woodlands, fields, plenty of sheep, but nothing too drastic or too exhausting, but all challenging and rewarding in the same way. I think the Shropshire Way has been really, really good, and I would really recommend that as a hiking trip in itself. It's really cool. And then followed by the canal, which I didn't think I would love that much, but I did. I spent a week on the canal on and off, but the towpath was just, I don't know, it's just switch your brain off and just walk and let the landscape just flow past you. It was so peaceful, navigation was so easy, nothing overgrown to traverse, no cows in the way. It's just walk in a straight line and follow the canal. If it's still on your right after a couple of hours, you've done everything right and you're 2 hours closer to your destination. It's just easy miles in a very peaceful and tranquil environment, and I didn't think I would love it as much as I did, but I really well and truly did. Yeah, well, tomorrow we start the Pennine Way, and I'm really curious what that's going to bring. It's going to be quite different, I think, to what phase 2 has been like. Oh, phase 2 with flip-flopping and a friend visit. I had a hiking buddy in phase 2. How great was that? Now I have to wait all the way to phase 4 for 2 more hiking buddies to join me, but the Pennine Way I will have to face alone starting tomorrow. So I'm gonna try for earlier starts now, because the days are gonna be longer and tougher. So I'm saying goodnight now for an early night and an early start tomorrow. See you in phase 3. Good night.